Hello, welcome to Cadaversanguis I'm Prashant Kumbar, a second year MBBS student, and today's topic is vertebrae and its general characteristics. So, we'll first talk about some parts of vertebrae, its characteristics, then I'll tell you about the curves of vertebrae. And today's video will be that much. Now onwards, I'll make short videos. Topic wise, I'll make instead of long videos, which will be better for you people to watch. So first, vertebrae, it is mainly divided into three parts. Five. What are those? Cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum, and coccyx. These are the five parts of vertebrae, and each have their own number. That is, cervical vertebrae, 7 cervical vertebrae are there, 12 thoracic vertebrae, lumbar are 5. And about sacrum and coccyx, I'll tell you the complete information about those in a separate video. Now, what are the characteristics? Firstly, all these have body. Okay, the vertebrae, each vertebrae have their own body. So first one will be, of course, body. Okay, which will be covered through a rim like, so it will be like this, and each will have a rim surrounding to it so that it fits the other vertebrae, other body of vertebrae. Second, there are some holes. One of them is known as vertebral foramen. Vertebral foramen. Okay, and there are some arches, some laminas, some notch. So vertebral arch. Okay, then there are surfaces, there are processes. What are surface? There are two types. One is superior articular facet. What is facet? It is a surface. And the second one is inferior articular facet. Now, what are these facets? These are surfaces. And what are these superior and inferior articular? So, if there is a body of the vertebrae, here there is a... Okay, wait. So, this is the body of vertebrae. Here, this is body of second cervical vertebrae. This is body of third cervical vertebrae. And these both are connected in how they are joined to each other. They are joined by facets, surfaces. The surfaces of the next preceding vertebrae fits each other. It's just like holding each other's hand. It will be like inferior articular surface of one body. This is suppose of C2, and C3 as its own body along with one more facet superior. So now these two sits on each other, giving them a particular sort of joint. It's like a articular joint. Next, processes. What are processes? There are three types of process, and additional processes are also there. First, we will discuss about articulating process. Articulating process, in which comes superior and inferior. So superior process as superior facets, superior articular process as superior articular facet. So there is a process on which there is a surface which joins to the next vertebral surface, and this is the process, this is the facet. So superior articular process as superior articular facet, inferior articular process as inferior articular facets. Next, second, transverse process. Transverse process. Now this transverse process has, what all it has? It has foramen, which is known as transverse foramen. Transverse foramen. It even has anterior tubercle and posterior tubercle, which we will discuss in each and every part of thoracic, cervical, lumbar. Okay, and of course even sacrum and coccyx too. Next, third process, it is spinous process. What is spinous process? If you touch your neck, at that region you can find some sharp stuffs. It's like this is the body, and to each body there is a tail like, which is known as spinous process, and in it is a sort of modification in cervical. In thoracic and lumbar there are a different type of spinous process, but in cervical it has bifid spinous process. And what it is, I'll explain you that in the next video, which will be completely based on cervical vertebrae. Okay, spinous process. Next, so these are the process, and I've even said you about transverse foramen. Yes, so typically a single vertebrae as body, it has vertebral foramen. Okay, this is a foramen, this is a body, and this side it has arches. These are vertebral arches. Here you will get notch, and it has surfaces. What surfaces? Articulating surfaces. It has processes such as spinous process and transverse process. This is transverse process, this is spinous process, and one more articulating surface, they will be here. Okay, so there is a body, there is a foramen, it has spinous process, transverse process, and articulating process. Okay, these are the general characteristics. So now we will go to curves. What are curves? There are 4 types of curves. First, cervical, which is from C1 to thoracic, where second thoracic vertebrae. Then second, we have thoracic curve which is from second thoracic vertebrae to 12th thoracic vertebrae. Then third, lumbar curve, which is from 12th thoracic vertebrae till sacrovertebral angle. What it is, you'll come to know by the end of complete vertebrae topic, that is sacrum and coccyx. Next, last curve, pelvic curve. Okay, so 4 curves: cervical, thoracic, lumbar and pelvic. Let me show you each. So what is cervical? From C1 to T2. I'll just mark the thoracic vertebrae numbers. This is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. And from here, thoracic vertebrae starts. This is 12th thoracic vertebrae, first lumbar vertebrae, 5th lumbar vertebrae. This is sacrum, and ear down you will have a coccyx. Coccyx or coccyx, it's your wish. Now, cervical curve, it is from C1 to T2. How it is? In this way. Okay, this is cervical curve. Then second, we have thoracic curve from T2 to T12. Okay, what type of curve these are? Concave and convex curves. This is a convex curve. Yes, this concave. So it depends on the bending. Here you can see the cervical as a convex curve. Thoracic curve is a concave curve. And again, when you come to lumbar, it is from 12th thoracic vertebrae to 5th lumbar vertebrae, or you can call sacrovertebral angle. That is till here. Okay. Next, what is pelvic curve? This part. Here, along with coccyx, you can see a small curve, which is pelvic curve. Okay. So, vertebrae, there are 5 types. These numbers along with information will be a detailed video. And in next class, I'll make cervical vertebrae video. So there are 7 cervical vertebrae, 12 thoracic vertebrae, 5 lumbar vertebrae. Characteristics of vertebrae are: it has a body, it has a foramen, it has vertebral arches on it, it has processes like spinous process, transverse process and articulating processes. Then surface articulating processes are articulating surfaces. Then curves: cervical curve, which is convex, thoracic T2 to T12, but you can find this curve more prominent, that is this curve is more at T7, that is this T7. Okay, cervical first thoracic to second first cervical to second thoracic. Thoracic curve, it's from second thoracic to 12th thoracic. Lumbar curve, it is from 12th thoracic to sacrovertebral joint angle, and then pelvic curve that is formed by sacrum and coccyx. Okay, so today's topic completed. We discussed about vertebrae, its general characteristics and curve. In next class, I'll bring up with cervical vertebrae. Thanks a lot. Like this video, comment down and share it.